Woolworths loves so-called savvy shoppers, but there are 6 Woolworths foods sitting in Australian trolleys right now that only the supermarket really wins from. Overpriced, overprocessed, and sold with marketing that falls apart the second you flip the pack around. Stick with me to the end, and I will show you the simple swaps that give you the same convenience without getting scammed at the checkout. Australians have been trained to trust that little green logo. The fresh food people. Macro for health. Bright health stars. Cute icons. Claims about whole foods and gut health. But here is the part nobody talks about. Behind the shelf tags and everyday rewards deals, Woolworths makes some of its best margins on water and sugar dressed up as wellness, seed oils and starch packed into salads and healthy snacks, cheap fillers hidden behind words like organic, natural and macro. This is not about one dodgy product. It is a system where many of the most profitable foods are the ones furthest away from anything your grandparents would recognize as food. So let us start at number 6 and work down to the Woolworths product that, in my opinion, is the biggest scam in your trolley. Number 6, Woolworths Caesar Salad Kit. You see it in almost every Woolworths produce section. Woolworths Caesar Salad Kit in tubs and bags with lettuce, dressing, cheese and croutons, all ready to tip into a bowl. Perfect for a quick, healthy dinner. Or that is the story on the front. Flip it over. A typical Woolworths Caesar Salad Kit tub is roughly about 62 to 63% cos lettuce, around 20 to 24% Caesar dressing, plus a Parmesan and bacon topping and croutons making up the rest. Now look at what is actually in that dressing and those toppings. The dressing is built on vegetable oils such as canola and other vegetable oil, water, vinegar and dextrose or sugar, egg, salt, mustard, thickeners, stabilizers like xanthan gum, yeast extract, acidity regulators, onion and flavorings. The Parmesan and bacon topping and bacon components can include pork, salt, preservatives including sodium nitrite, which is additive number 250, antioxidants, hydrolyzed maize protein, yeast extract, maltodextrin, dextrose, rice flour, coconut oil and other additives. So what you thought was mostly salad is actually over a third processed sauce, bacon crumbs and croutons, a big hit of refined seed oil and processed bits wrapped around some lettuce. On the surface it screams fresh, restaurant-style Caesar. Underneath it is a bag or tub of cos lettuce covered in the same kind of industrial dressing and nitrite-cured pieces you would find in cheap takeaway salad. And the kicker. You are paying a hefty premium for Woolworths to chop the lettuce, portion some croutons and bacon bits, and squeeze in a seed oil-based dressing you could easily avoid or replace. If you have ever grabbed one of these thinking you made the healthy choice for the family, that ingredient breakdown should make you look twice. And if you think that is sneaky, number 5 takes something as simple as yogurt and quietly turns it into dessert in disguise. Number 5, Woolworths Strawberry Yogurt 1 kilogram. In the dairy aisle, the big Woolworths Strawberry Yogurt 1 kilogram tub looks like serious value. Big family size, health stars, strawberry pictures, but the nutrition panel tells a different story. Per Woolworths' own numbers, this yogurt has about 12.1 grams of carbohydrate per 100 grams, around 11.8 grams of sugar per 100 grams. That is about 23.6 grams of sugar in a 200-gram serving. That is close to 6 teaspoons of sugar in a decent-sized bowl. Yes, some of that is natural milk sugar called lactose. But once you cross into double-digit sugar per 100 grams, you are firmly in sweetened dessert territory, not in plain dairy, with a hint of fruit. Think about how people actually use this tub. Big scoops over already sweet cereal, in smoothies with banana and juice, as an after-dinner treat for children because it is yogurt, so it must be healthy. The pack sells you. Family favorite, source of calcium. What it does not shout is almost 24 grams of sugar in a standard 200-gram serve. Give that to your child every morning, and you have started their day with the sugar load of multiple biscuits just in the yogurt layer. If you thought that was cheeky, wait until you see what Woolworths does with the words organic and kombucha on a bottle. Number 4, Macro Organic Kombucha, Tropical and Apple. Macro is Woolworths' Halo brand, green packaging. Buzzwords like organic, whole foods and gut-friendly. So when you see Macro Organic Tropical Kombucha 330 milliliters or Macro Organic Adventurous Apple Kombucha, it feels like the healthiest drink in the fridge. But check the numbers. Macro Organic Tropical Kombucha per bottle, which is about 330 milliliters, has roughly 7.6 grams of carbohydrate per serve, about 6.6 grams of sugar per serve, which works out to about 2 grams of sugar per 100 milliliters. Macro Organic. Adventurous Apple Kombucha per similar serve has around 9.9 grams of carbohydrate, about 5.9 grams of sugar, which is roughly 1.8 grams of sugar per 100 milliliters. That is not as extreme as a regular soft drink, but it is still a sugary flavoured drink being sold as a wellness product. And then there is the price. Per litre, these macro kombuchas are often several times more expensive than just drinking water or making tea at home. Not far off craft soft drink pricing, despite the healthy branding. So what are you actually buying? Slightly tart, flavoured sweetened tea with live cultures, packaged and positioned like a functional health tonic. The bottle suggests gut-loving fizz, better-for-you refreshment. The numbers quietly reveal a small bottle of lightly sweetened fizzy drink that still delivers nearly 6 to 7 grams of sugar into your system every time you open one. If you are swapping soft drink for kombucha occasionally, that is an improvement. But if you are drinking this daily, thinking it is basically medicinal water, that is where Woolworths marketing wins and your wallet loses. And if you are thinking, all right, I will focus on pantry staples instead, peanut butter is at least just nuts, right? Number 3 shows even that gets quietly padded out. Number 3, Woolworths Crunchy Peanut Butter 500 grams. Peanut butter should be one of the most honest foods in the store. Roasted peanuts, maybe a pinch of salt, that is it. But Woolworths Crunchy Peanut Butter 500 grams has a slightly different story on the back. Ingredients: roasted peanuts 90%, sugar stabilizer 471, which is a mono and diglycerides emulsifier, salt. So 10% of that jar is added sugar, an emulsifier to keep it from separating, and more salt. Per 100 grams, Woolworths Crunchy Peanut Butter has around 6.9 grams of sugar, almost all of which is added, because peanuts themselves are very low in sugar. Now compare that to one of Woolworths' own better options. Macro Natural Brazil Almond and Cashew Spread is literally almonds about 34%, Brazil nuts about 33%, cashews about 33%, and nothing else, no added sugar and no emulsifiers. So why is this a problem? Because most people grabbing the Woolworths Crunchy jar assume peanut butter is always just peanuts and a bit of salt. They do not realize they are paying for extra sugar they did not need, an industrial stabilizer, and a cheaper product to manufacture than a 100% nut butter. The front of the jar leans on crunchy, rich peanut taste. The ingredient list quietly says 90% peanuts. The rest is stuff added because it is easier and cheaper for the manufacturer, not better for you. If you are spreading that on toast every morning thinking it is pure nut goodness, you are giving Woolworths exactly what it wants. Repeat purchases of a diluted staple. And if you are now saying, fine, I will treat myself with a healthy macro snack ball instead of chocolate, number 2 is where the sugar bomb goes off. Number 2, Macro Choc Almond Snack Ball with nut butter, 35 grams. Close to the health food section, you will find the Macro Choc Almond Snack Ball with nut butter, 35 grams. It looks like something you would get from a boutique Whole Foods store. Dates, nuts, cocoa, rolled in coconut, macro branding, single serve, guilt-free energy ball vibes. But again, flip it. The ingredients are based on dates, nut butter from cashews with sunflower oil and cocoa powder, almonds, more cashews, cocoa powder, tapioca fiber, desiccated coconut, natural flavor. And the numbers: per 35-gram ball, which is one serve, you get about 15.9 grams of carbohydrate, around 13.9 grams of sugar. Per 100 grams, that is roughly 39.7 grams of sugar. That means each tiny ball gives you around 3 to 3.5 teaspoons of sugar, mostly from dates, but your body does not care that it came dressed as natural fruit sugar. Now remember how they are sold: as a better-for-you treat in the macro section, with earthy colors and whole food language. The front gives you nut butter center, whole food ingredients. The nutrition panel is basically saying this is confectionery in a yoga outfit. And then there is the price. Per 100 grams, these kinds of snack balls often cost more than premium chocolate, despite being mostly cheap dates and a bit of nut butter. So instead of buying a bag of dates and a bag of nuts and mixing them yourself, you are paying Woolworths to roll them into a ball, tripling the price per kilogram, and then telling yourself it is health food. If macro can convince you that this is clean eating, imagine what they can get away with in the junk food aisle. That is where number one comes in. Number one, Woolworths microwave popcorn butter, flavored 100 grams movie night. So you put a box of Woolworths microwave popcorn butter flavored 100 grams into the trolley. It is cheap. It says butter. You think it is just popcorn and a bit of fat. Let us read the label. Ingredients: popping corn, 76%, vegetable oil with antioxidant 307, salt, natural butter flavor, natural color carotene. Now, spot the missing thing. There is no actual butter in butter-flavored popcorn. The fat is generic vegetable oil. They do not even specify which seed oil. The butter taste is from natural butter flavor, a manufactured flavor compound. So you are microwaving a bag of corn drenched in cheap, unidentified seed oil, flavored to taste like butter, marketed like a cozy old-school cinema snack. Now look at the economics. That 100-gram microwave pack costs significantly more per kilogram than a simple bag of plain popping corn kernels, even though the kernels are the main ingredient in both. With plain kernels you can use real butter or olive oil. Season it yourself. Make as much or as little as you want. With the Woolworths microwave bag you cannot control the oil quality, cannot control the salt, cannot avoid the flavor chemicals, and you pay a markup for the privilege. The pack tells you butter flavored. What it really means is we are selling you the idea of butter while quietly swapping it out for cheap vegetable oil and flavorings that cost us cents. If that does not feel like a scam in your trolley, I do not know what does. The pattern. It is not one bad item. It is a Woolworths playbook. Look across these 6 Woolworths foods, and the pattern is impossible to ignore. Healthy image, junk reality, Caesar salad kits built on seed oil dressings and nitrite-cured bacon bits. Strawberry yogurt tubs with nearly 24 grams of sugar per serving. Kombucha sold as a gut elixir that is still basically a sweet fizzy drink. Staples quietly diluted. Peanut butter with sugar and emulsifiers instead of just nuts and salt. Whole food snacks that are basically lollies. Macro snack balls that deliver over 39 grams of sugar per 100 grams. Classic treats cheapened but sold as premium. Butter-flavored popcorn with no butter at all, just anonymous vegetable oil and flavor. Over and over, Woolworths leans on. Words like fresh, macro, organic, natural, health stars and curated photography, while the back of pack shows sugar, seed oils, preservatives, emulsifiers, and a lot less core ingredient than you assumed. Australian food culture drifted from whole yogurt, real nuts, actual butter, homemade salads, to tubs, pouches, kits and snack balls engineered for profit first and nutrition second. You do not have to abandon Woolworths, you just have to stop rewarding its worst ideas. Now let us talk about the Australian options that are actually worth your time. 1. Build your own salads. Instead of Woolworths Caesar salad kits, buy a head of cos lettuce, a block of Parmesan cheese, a lemon, olive oil, garlic, and a small pack of good quality bacon if you want it. You get much more salad volume, far fewer additives, control over oil, salt and portion size. 2. Choose plain yogurt, then flavour it yourself. Instead of Woolworths strawberry yogurt 1 kilogram, grab plain Greek-style or natural yogurt with very low sugar per 100 grams. Add your own fruit, cinnamon or a drizzle of honey. You cut a big chunk of sugar out of breakfast without losing the yogurt habit. 3. Drink water or real tea far more often than kombucha, instead of multiple bottles of macro-organic kombucha every week. Do this. Keep kombucha as an occasional treat. Make iced herbal tea at home, or just use a good reusable bottle filled from tap water or filtered water. You will save real money and keep gut health from turning into expensive soft drink in disguise. 4. Pick nut butters with 100% nuts, instead of Woolworths crunchy peanut butter with sugar and stabilizer 471. Choose macro natural nut spreads like the Brazil, almond and cashew. Blend that list only nuts, or any nut butter that lists only nuts and maybe salt. Same shelf, same store. You just stop paying for the sugar Woolworths slipped into a basic food. 5. Make your own macro-style balls instead of macro chalk almond snack balls. Buy a bag of dates, a bag of almonds or cashews, a tin of cocoa or cacao powder. Blend and roll your own. You will still be eating a sweet treat, but at a fraction of the cost, with no mystery natural flavors, and with full control over how big each serve is. 6. Switch from microwave popcorn to kernels. Instead of Woolworths butter-flavored microwave popcorn, grab plain popping corn kernels, pop them on the stove in a pot with a lid or in an air popper. Add real butter or olive oil and your own salt. You upgrade the fat quality, drop the flavor chemicals, and slash the per-serve price. Woolworths is not your mate. It is not your dietitian. It is a business that makes more money when you do not read the back of the packet. Every time you choose the kit over the ingredients, the flavored over the plain, the macro snack ball over a handful of actual nuts and fruit, you are voting for more processing, more additives, and higher markups. You do not have to change everything overnight. Just pick one of these 6 Woolworths problem foods that you buy the most and swap it for the real food version for the next month. Watch what happens to your trolley total and how much better your meals feel. If this video helped you see Woolworths with fresh eyes, tap like so. More Australians stop getting quietly scammed in the supermarket aisles. If you want more breakdowns that protect your plate, your health and your family from clever supermarket tricks, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. This is exactly what this channel is here for. Now tell me in the comments, which Woolworths product shocked you the most today? Was it the Caesar kit, the supposedly healthy yogurt, the macro kombucha, or the fake butter popcorn? Be honest, and then tell me which one you are ditching first.